This is my show.
It has been about 45 days since my last vlog.
Hey, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel.
Now, a lot has happened, and I meant to keep you guys updated weekly to keep the audience, but there came a point where I was just so busy doing the work and it was so boring. Sometimes the work is just work, and it's not worth talking about. You just got to get it done, you know? And basically that was creating the story. And I don't want to tell you what the story is until you see it. Now, I did create the story. I finished it. It is copywritten. It is in process with SAG to become a SAG signatory film. I'm in pre-production. I have finished my sets. I just acquired some 1800 bricks from the late 1800s, which I'm going to use to build the brick wall. As far as equipment, I finished rebuilding these great tripods I have, and pedestal dolly. They all work absolutely 100%. I got the lighting set around the set. I bought these crash pads for when we fall, just so nobody gets hurt. They're both foam pads. Great. I got all the props, which are basically it's like a pipe made of foam, fake knives, fake guns, blood, all that stuff, which I'm going to rely heavily on my wife for the special effects because she went to school for special effects and she's awesome at it. The sets, we got them. Most of the movie takes place down here, okay? And upstairs in my apartment on the steps, the landing out front, there's a realtor's office down the street we're going to film in for a few hours. There's out front on the sidewalk down here, we're going to film it for a few hours. Some of it's going to be shot down on the waterfront with Manhattan in the background for a few minutes. And then the rest of it is here and down this hallway here in the basement, which I got to make it seem bigger than it is, but it is actually pretty big. But I will just shoot the angle so you never actually know how big the basement is. Then what we do is we have a scene right here, basically in this whole area, in this tool room area right here. And I'll clean this out. So the whole movie, and a little bit shot out in the garden. Basically 90% of it is shot here, which is a location that we got and we're good. Everything's looking up. I built those camera systems, right? And I've actually tested them out recently. It's the Blackmagic 6K Pro on a DJI Ronin RS2 gimbal, streaming to an iPad where you control the movement of the camera. And my wife's cousin got married down in South Carolina this past Friday. And we drove down and I filmed the wedding for them. And I came back up and I just edited everything in 2 days. And it looks epic. And I actually didn't, I'm used to filming, when you try to film a wedding like that, you need multiple cameras. And I only have 2 cameras with these 6K Blackmagic professional cameras. I only have 2 of them. And one of them, I was able to afford the whole package with the gimbal and everything because I sold all my old gear. And then I went out and I financed a second camera. Really, if I was going to film weddings in the future, I'd want probably like 2 or 3 more of those spaced around, and that way you can easily pop it off and go handheld, but you're always set up, I learned a lot filming it, and I gotta tell you, it looks amazing. Now I know that is 10 times harder to film a wedding than it is to film a movie where you're planning out every shot. So I know this movie is gonna look epic. It is such a good story, guys. And I'm structuring it through SAG so that I can send it out there and sell it on like Amazon and Vimeo and any other of these streaming platforms I can try and get it on so I can recoup some of my money. But basically, I'm going to be able to make this one cheaper than any of the others because I'm basically just paying labor, and I'm going to have a skeleton crew and just the cast, really. And then there's food. But everything else as far as props, costume, mats, equipment, everything, I got it covered. So this is probably the most organized I've ever been trying to make a film, and I'm very excited about it. I will tell you this. I want to show you more pursuing acting and how it goes, but maybe I'll just show you how we do it, how we make a film. It is acting. It's the whole reason why I'm doing this, because I get to play a character and I get to develop the character, and I developed everything from just an idea. Like even this basement, if you go back and you watch previous episodes of this, it was just filled with junk, and I cleaned it out. I cleaned it out so I could film down here. I have totally transformed this building from a building full of old junk from 30 years, 40 years ago, into a place where it's going to be a film set. It's actually like I'm taking nothing and turning it into something. Which I will say, throughout my entire life, every time that I actually accomplished anything, I realized everything I needed was right in front of me. You know, it's true. Like, if you use your imagination, you have everything you already need. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I have the resources to make this film. Now, will I break even? I have yet to ever make any money as a filmmaker on any project. Even this documentary I did with the Baldwin brothers, I've yet to make any money on that thing. And so filmmaking to me has been an expense. But however, it is awesome. It is an awesome process of creativity that I really like. So I've learned a lot of lessons about don't spend too much, because it's hard to actually make anything back, especially nowadays where the market is just flooded with stuff. And unless you're like hand selected and placed on one of these pedestal platforms like Netflix, you probably aren't going to make that much money back. So the trick is to just don't spend any. So use what you got. And I mean, this is great. This is the ideal version of that. You know, this is what I am. This is, you know, I guess if I was to practice what I preach, this is it, man. This is how I'm turning this into something. Because truth be told, I probably won't make any money on this one either. But I'm honest to God, just hoping to break even. But it's a great story. It's worth telling. We're going to do a great job. It's going to look amazing because of this new technology. And I'm just really excited. So I tell you what, so far I haven't gotten any auditions from my Bi-Coastal Talent Management company that I signed with. But as soon as I do, I will take you on that journey and I will show you the process of actually pursuing acting elsewhere. I will, as when this coronavirus thing finally falls away, I will be in the city and I will show you even more then. You know, as I pursue making this film, I'm reminded again that life is what we make of it. Technology is to a point that you can make the greatest film. It's possible. It's within reach for the average guy. So that means it's really all about your creativity, you know? And I dig that, man. I mean, I think, like, I can tell you right now, in the future, I'm going to make some really great films, and I'm going to do some really great acting, and maybe one day I'll break even, and maybe one day I'll even make $1. And I can't wait for that day to come, you know? I just stay positive, and I keep pushing forward. All right, take it easy. I'll see you next episode.
Please make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel.